Welcome to the Movement Hub podcast. I'm your host, Josh.
And I'm your host, Manny.
And we are here to give you our unsolicited
And unhinged
advice about anything and everything, about fitness,
lifestyle
trending events.
that you should probably know about. Let's go.
Let's
it.
go.
I'm so proud of
That's
you
one
guys.
try, baby.
Over. We're done. It's done.
This
It's
podcast is over.
Okay.
See you on the next one.
That was it.
That was it.
Mic drop.
Now what do we do? All right.
What are we doing
I feel
again?
like Patrick and SpongeBob. We're just...
Hey, what are you
What are we
doing,
doing? I don't
SpongeBob?
know. Anyways, on today's topics. First of all, how are you guys? Everybody's okay?
Producer Haley, how are you feeling?
Existing.
Existing.
That's all we can do.
I'm living. What about you?
I'm fine.
You breathing?
So far, yeah.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
do it pretty well. I don't even have to think about it.
Let's go Knicks.
Let's go, Knicks.
Let's go
Knicks.
Yankees.
Let's go Yankees.
Yankees.
go.
Yankees
Yeah.
just started.
Let's go sports.
Knicks are one game out of second place, which is wild to me
Wow.
because they were in a losing streak for a while. So exciting. I enjoy sports. I like competition. One thing we didn't mention from last podcast is that WrestleMania was out past weekend.
Yeah.
The Rock made his comeback.
The Rock made a comeback. The Undertaker, John Cena, they were all
What?
there.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah. I guess no one's retired. Good for them.
I think John Cena is definitely one of the celebrities that probably would have to die first before you stop seeing him on a movie screen.
If we could see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Neither confirm nor deny.
So on today's podcast, we are going to talk about exercises that you do, that we do, good exercises, great exercise.
And by we, you mean trainers.
Sure, yes, those that are in the know and
Experienced
learned,
fitness folks.
beneficial exercises
There you go.
that you like to do, that you love to do. However, for whatever reason, you don't let your clients do them or you don't teach it to them. And what are your reasons why?
Conventional deadlift.
Wow! Whoa! Hot take already. Coming in hot, Manny.
hot.
All right, I'm gonna have to sit on this. Go ahead. I'll let you explain.
Because there's far more better hinging exercises that you can teach somebody over the conventional deadlift. Why? I think in the beginning, majority of people have a hard time hinging over squatting because one, it puts a lot of pressure on the lower back, especially if you don't know how to brace properly. So what I do is I make a lot of people trap bar deadlift because you have more leeway to bend your knees a little bit more without a bar rubbing upon your shins and have bloody shins after your training session, and that you can use your legs a little bit more without having a sense of feeling your lower back too much. That is why.
So you don't let any of your clients do conventional deadlifts?
Most of them.
Barbell.
Most of them.
Barbell conventional, just to clarify.
I would want to say 90. Oh, sorry, Producer Haley. Please. No, continue. Barbell conventional is what?
You're saying barbell conventional or dumbbell just
Oh, no, definitely.
no.
Dumbbells are on.
Yeah.
So
they
you are
on.
doing deadlifts. You're just
Yes.
not doing the conventional
Stance.
as God wanted us to do
Yes.
deadlifts.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No powerlifters on my team. So there you go. So all of them,
Oh, we gotta
all
go.
of them,
There's a story behind this. Like,
all of them.
Somebody
Somebody
pillaged
hurt
your
me.
village.
Yeah, no.
And they were a group of powerlifters.
No, it's because I deadlifted conventional and I went to Snap City.
Ah.
But I think it's far more easier to teach somebody on how to do a trap bar deadlift. Again, that you're in a less true hinged exercise or, movement than the actual barbell conventional deadlift.
Okay.
So
It's a fair,
that's just me though.
That's
it's a
you.
really
No,
good
and
exercise.
that's you.
that
And-
I won't recommend to my clients.
yeah. And you definitely have a successful career without having to teach people to deadlift. And that's absolutely fine. You're still deadlifting. You're showing them the hinge patterns. There's other deadlifts. You substitute it with the trap bar. You did say conventional, so I'm assuming that do you teach sumo?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Sumo deadlift, trap bar, kettlebell deadlift, RDLs with dumbbells. They all train the hinge, but it's something about with a bar that's on the floor that you have to start there and you have to brace in a very awkward position. You ever notice that when people are training conventional deadlifts or deadlifts in general, their first one off the ground looks kind of iffy, but when they come down from after that first
it looks
rep,
perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my point.
I would just go to them and be like, "Why didn't you do it the way you drop it down?"
There you go. So what about you? What's your
Well,
good
I
exercise?
will say on your point, I totally respect your decision to not teach deadlift conventional.
Convention.
But I make everybody like at least try to attempt to conventional. And there are some people that no matter what, like, oh, my back, whatever. But I would say like 90% of my clients, we're doing some sort of conventional deadlifts. I even have them both do sumo and conventional, mix it up here and there. And there are those that don't want to do the barbell, so we go with trap bar. But I attempt to teach everybody the conventional deadlift as God intended.
I think 95% of my clients do the dumbbell Romanian deadlift or stiff leg deadlift, which, has the same movement pattern as a conventional deadlift. So it's just, I think with answering your question here, it's specifically a barbell, 2 plates on the side that you have to start on the bottom is one thing that I do myself. That I don't make my clients do because of the injury potential, which I've ran into a lot of times in my training career that I am not willing to take unless somebody is very confident with me.
All right.
So what about you, Josh?
I will say, and I'm not the authority in this, but I will say that any of the weightlifting movements, when I say weightlifting, from the weightlifting family in the Olympic style is snatches, clean and jerks with a barbell. There are 2 clients of mine that I do teach that, but they have a capacity of learning it. But I will it's there is a learning curve to it. Yeah, that's just basically what it is. It's the learning curve of the weightlifts, the explosive movements that is sort of like it's gonna take some time and effort for you to teach it, and it's great. No, I think like I really like a good power clean, hang clean, into a front squat. But just getting people into position, and everybody's jacked up in the U.S., so not everybody has the wrist mobility, has great, ankles to do a front squat, has like shoulder mobility to do a front squat. Definitely not everybody should be snatching and overhead squatting.
Violent shoulder stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So it's sort of like I have to see people's movement to see if I feel like, hey, are you a good learner? Are you willing to suck at this for a while in order to have some sort of proficiency in it? So yeah, I would say the Olympic lifts. Great move, but like we would substitute with other power moves.
Here's a follow-up question.
Shoot.
What are good exercises that you like to do that you always make majority of your clients do?
A conventional barbell deadlift.
Oh, let's go, baby. Hey, different opinions, different trainers.
look,
This is why we're
no,
here.
There's no Bible to this.
No,
There's no text. They're textbooks, but none of it is scripture.
different ways to skin a cat.
There you go.
But
don't
whoa,
skin
please
my
don't.
cat.
No,
Everybody for the past 2
no.
weeks.
Fuck these cats.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa,
If my
whoa.
cats are listening,
Oh, I forgot. Manny is
I'm
a cat guy. Sorry,
Whoa,
sorry.
I got.
I had to
I
remember that.
apologize to my cats if you hear this.
If they're listening right now,
Yeah, don't worry.
They'll definitely plot your murder
if
next
they
time.
see me
Josh.
next
Yeah,
time,
there you go.
I am a person that definitely leans on to the power lifts more. I definitely want to get everyone benching. I probably 9 out of 10 people, I get them to bench the barbell. Not everyone back squats. A lot of people are too iffy about it. They don't have a lot of the mobility required for it, nor do people just complain. And I feel like back squats, people like complain more than they do with the deadlifts. I feel like I teach the deadlift well enough that they'll be safe, they'll be good. But as good as I'll teach the squat, some people are like, I don't know, something's off, something's not, doesn't feel right. And I'm like, all right, it's just not gonna be for you. So we'll do goblet squats, we'll do kettlebell squats, we'll do belt squats, something new that people are into. But yeah,
For me, thank you for asking. Front rack squats. Thank you so much. Front rack squats.
front rack, like front barbell.
Rack doesn't matter. Depending on zerchers,
You
barbell.
You coach the people zerchers.
Well, you know, at our gym, we have a safety squat bar by Kabuki Strength. So it's all of the above with one hand position. Because you know how there's safety squat bars by Kabuki Strength, they come forward and slightly down and they have pads. And they also, what makes it a transformer bar is that it has all these different kind of settings on the side that you can
I've
you
seen
can make
those.
it front loaded. You can do a back squat with your hands in front of you. So anyway, and I take that back. My answer would be any kind of squat with a Kabuki transformer safety squat bar.
If you get this specialized bar
There you
that
go.
you won't find in every gym.
Yeah, it only costs you like $1,000 or so, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I
You could
don't mind.
kindly sponsor us one.
Yeah, Kabuki Strength sponsors.
Chris Duffin, if you're listening, hope you are.
Yeah, hope you find this somewhere.
Yeah, in your
videos.
zeitgeist here and there.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Sprinkle it.
The safety squat bar is something I'm not against. I just don't use it for myself.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of washed up meatheads back then that don't have shoulder mobility to save their life that use it, and they're able to squat and add that that neural load for a lower body. Great.
Give me one pro, give me one con of a safety squat bar.
Pros, it's just awkward to put on. It's just, and now you got to calculate the weight. And most safety squat bars are 65 pounds, 70 pounds. The weight varies. So now you're like, I don't know how much is on this.
So this is a con.
Oh, this is a con.
Okay.
Yes. And, but the pro is that it's kind of idiot proof. There's less cueing that you need to do compared to like a back squat. But and the pro is like you're a washed up meathead that can't back squat anymore, and you're like, hey, your glory days are behind you, but you can still squat, and here it is. Here's your chance. Like, we haven't given up on you yet, says the iron.
There you go. My answer would be the same. Thank you for asking. But anyway,
I didn't know I was supposed to ask.
yeah, I didn't know I was on this podcast either. But on to your next question.
Any other things? Any other thing before we go on? Any other exercise we're missing?
I think we can go on and on with
Yeah.
all these different exercises, but I think those are the ones that come.
I feel
from
like
the top of my head.
I'm just gonna quickly glance over the get up of the Turkish kind, and like a lot of kettlebell movements, like the bend press. A lot, same reason as before. Very hard to teach. It's gonna take a long time.
Windmills.
Windmills are actually kind of fun. I make a lot of people do windmills. Windmills are actually kind of cool to teach. And it's great mobility for you too. Overhead.
Manny's thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not with you on that one.
You don't like windmills?
Oh, I like this.
I think windmills are too. One, it's almost like asking somebody to do a kettlebell armbar where you have a weight directly over your head. That's so frightening. If they fuck up even once, they're dead. So with me, with windmills, especially when you're doing a kettlebell windmill, sure, you have to have overhead mobility and overhead strength with a kettlebell. But I think not a lot of people are capable to do the most amount of weight that they can do safely.
Okay, I just don't know how heavy we're going.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm saying, yeah. So
like-
if you're doing like 15, 20 pounds, but I guess what I'm saying is that with the kettlebell windmill, at least by my experience, because I don't actually teach it a lot anyway, is that I think when I see it from afar, when somebody kind of looks clueless, I think there's a lot more room for error without instruction.
Sure. I feel like that goes to the last episode we had. We discussed, like, if you're trying to do things on your own, yeah, there's where the problem lies. But if you're with somebody who knows how to guide you to it, I think the windmill is a great hinge teaching tool.
Yeah.
That's what I use. Okay. Hey, when was your last vacation?
A couple months ago,
How long were you on vacation?
5 weeks
Did you work out while you were there?
in every single country. Yes.
Nice.
Nice. Where did you work out? You were outside in the jungle, or
Yeah. I would either be eaten by all the animals in the jungle or ran over by a moped.
That was
so
the
no.
workout, running for your life.
Yep. There
That's
you
how
go.
our ancestors did it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I found a gym in every single city that I stayed, and I did a day membership, which is quite interesting actually, because the type of equipment that you find in different countries is very interesting.
elaborate.
Some machines should no longer be on the market because they just move so awkwardly for, I would assume, the typical human being. They're not so much, I want to say, ergonomic.
What machine are we talking about?
So you could name anything. I saw so many different kind of leg presses, leg extensions, leg curls,
and they're
leg
different
presses.
than we have it here.
They look different and move different in some way, shape, or form.
very
I think the only thing that was consistent was dumbbells and pulley systems and barbells and pulley systems. But aside from that, like some of the hack squats, they're just, you should not be hack squatting on that. Especially, I think for here in the US,
I want to know what the worst thing that could happen.
I mean, I don't know. They just look so weird. I tried them. It's either that I wasn't using it properly or it just did not seem so dummy proof.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like you're very much like me, and I think like Haley can attest to this. That when we go out and we travel, we try to find like a gym nearby. I find it, and that's because I'm weird, and I like to travel and find places to work out. When I go on vacation, it's like, and people bitch at you like, "Hey, you're on vacation. Why do you have to work out?" Because I like to. All right? Go away.
Actually, it's really good because like when you travel, that's when your GI system goes haywire. You have like a lot of changes, so working out is something that could help you with that.
And also, I think it resets my body. Like traveling and commuting, like messes up everything, and you're traversing different time zones too. So I help. This sort of like puts me back into sort of like
A routine.
back to square one.
So, what are your do's and don'ts when you're traveling to different countries or different places?
I would just say, like, find something that's reputable, and I feel like Google is a good tool when I find and search. I don't know what you use to find yours.
I do Google Maps. I normally just look at photos over stars.
And reviews.
Sometimes I don't really like looking at reviews because majority of the times the way that I see is people who are commenting on the Google map pages is usually has to do with the service that they're receiving, which if you're in a different country and let's say you're in a third world country, you're not going to get the greatest service. All you really need is somebody to check you in, use the equipment. So I think most of the comments and reviews online are usually predicated and focused on the service that they're getting and also the cleanliness over the actual equipment itself.
You're not wrong, and I think that's we're different. Like we're trainers, so we're looking at those things. Normal people are like, "Oh my God, they gave us eucalyptus towels or whatever." But I would say in the past gym experiences that me and Haley have gone to, we've been to Spain, we've been to Puerto Rico, we've been to Aruba. We made some friends. Like I think one of the do's that I would point out is just like talk to some people, learn their story. Like we spoke to the owner. Jason in Aruba, nicest guy.
Shout out to Jason in Aruba.
Jason, next
we're coming
time
back
we're
to
over
Aruba.
there, and he hooked it up. Hey man, I'm only here for a few days, so we got 3-day pass. I was like, hey, that's cool. Here's like some T-shirts.
Yeah.
And he gave us some
He
T-shirts.
gave us some recommendations of like where locals eat too.
Oh yeah, some Dutch pancakes that we went to go over, and from a local who lives there, they will give you some recommendations on where to go in your travel. So I think that's a big do for me.
So that's a do, like, meet people at
Meet
those
people,
gyms.
and I think it's like all the places we've been to have been really nice, and people have been really friendly.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you have any? Manny? Do you have any do's and don'ts when you go traveling?
Do's. Look for multiple gyms that are near you because the first one that you find normally isn't the only one. So that's a do. What's another do? I'm going to probably say environment because you could be in a gym that is so grungy that it comes to the point where it's borderline dangerous.
The most sus area ever.
If you find a cable, a pulley machine where the cable itself has so many different cuts on it and it's rusting all
Rust.
over the place, you might get what disease can tetanus? You can get tetanus by just doing bench presses.
For you to build your immunity.
Yeah, there you go. All
Or
right.
not make it.
Or not make it back home.
Yep.
What are your don'ts, Josh?
I don't have many don'ts. My only don't is like, don't not work out. Don't try not to find a gym.
Or at least get your steps in.
Like, try to walk and like you're there to get some sunlight. So just get the cosmic rays close to the equator, you know, and then
With
you know,
SPF on. 'Cause
yes,
we
yeah,
don't-
yeah.
Skin cancer is horrible.
Yes, with care. That's my only don't. I really think like people should, like you did, go places, explore, compare, contrast, and you're also supporting local business too. Someone has a dream, and they're. I will say, and I'm saying this anecdotally, a lot of people are very welcoming to tourists, people that are visiting, and I've been met nothing, and you know, well, ask me again in the next couple of years how I feel later on, but every place I've been to has been really nice. So
Also, if you are a ClassPass member, hey, ClassPass, there
ClassPass?
you go, plug. You have access to different gyms depending on different places and there are
Yeah.
other services that provide that as well.
some
where
some
we have a
countries do,
base
some
rate.
countries don't.
Yeah, but it's,
Yeah.
it's a good.
But
thing to have.
this is definitely a thing for me whenever I go to different countries. It's like a pilgrimage for me to try to seek out what the fitness culture is in this and blend in. I don't necessarily look at pulleys and systems. I'm mainly looking for barbells and plates and kettlebells.
They have kettlebells.
Yeah, if they have kettlebells.
Most of the gyms that I went to in Asia had kettlebells. Not the prettiest looking ones, but they were there.
Yeah.
They were there.
They have a handle. They have weight.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah, they have tetanus. It's okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Fine.
What is your best gym experience on a vacation aside from the one you went
Well,
to?
that one easily was our favorite gym experience.
Body zone in Aruba.
Body Zone Aruba.
Okay, so a
There
body
you go.
zone in Aruba is not on the table.
We went to this gym, which this was in Barcelona, which was like it was like a standard. It looked like a Equinox,
Yeah, this was where you had to check in for your high rocks.
and it was a nice gym. They had
was
everything. It
pretty
was
nice,
towels, kind of affluent. So that was like a really cool experience
It's a
for me.
nice neighborhood, yeah.
Puerto Rico, we went to like 3 different gyms.
Yes, there was one that was really cool.
Oh yeah, actually 2 of those
That
days
I
were the
don't
same gym.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah, it was very much like it had what you need.
everything,
Yeah.
right? Like they had they had 2 platforms for Olympic lifts, a bunch of squat racks, weights, equipment, just everything you could possibly want.
Nice.
I went to LA for my tattoo that I have on my arm. And I was like, hey, if I'm here, I'm also going to check out a few places. I got to check out the Mecca of bodybuilding. So
Goals.
Gold's Gym, you know.
Did you check out a Barbell Brigade?
I went to Barbell Brigade.
My dream. I want to go there so bad.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I went to I didn't go to Muscle. I don't know. I actually did go to Muscle Beach, but I actually just didn't go to the gym area. I just went to just explore and see all the weirdos over there.
You also went during the pandemic, so
No. That one I did. In LA I did. But prior to the pandemic, I also went to Seattle, and I knew a couple of people that have kettlebell gym over there. So I was like, I'm definitely gonna check out. I gotta see them. Here we go. This is the coolest gym I've been to, and it's in Renton, Washington.
Renton, Washington.
Yeah, Renton, Washington. It's called
I'm gonna look it up.
It's called Vigor Ground Fitness. So Luca Hocevar is a guy. He's out there and he does an amazing job. His gym is the coolest gym I've been to, and the coolest thing about it is that he owns the building too, and it's sort of like an aspiration for me as well. It has all the toys. It's a lifters gym, and that's what I try to make IPA. I make it into a lifters gym that somebody goes in here, hey, whoever set this up knows about lifting, and that's how I felt when I went there. Bunch of quotes, turf, kettlebells, a rig that you could do monkey bar stuff on. It was such a dream. So
Because you have Ninja Warrior aspirations. No. Yes.
no, I'm a thick boy. I'm not. I'm barely gonna hang on to these.
Agility is
these
not
weights.
your sport.
Yeah.
like,
Oh, my calves are gonna wear me down.
Physical
all right?
100 would not be for you.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
All right.
So working on vacations, most do it if you have the time to.
Yeah, I actually don't have any don'ts.
Yeah.
I just, like maybe you've encountered some stuff in Asia, so maybe because I haven't gone to Asia in any gym over there, so maybe you have a couple
In a
things that
lot.
you're looking for.
Yeah, no, I think my only don'ts for any gym is don't show up to show out.
Okay.
I think your home gym is definitely the place where you should just be lifting like a monster.
Yeah.
But when you're traveling, just do a couple sets, do some maintenance volume just to make sure that you don't deflate when you're on your vacation, and don't go for a deadlift PR because you're comfortable environment. You probably don't have your equipment. You're not on the same time zone. You're probably not eating the correct foods or the same foods that you normally would be eating. You're probably not having the best amount of sleep. So yeah, don't show up to show out. Just show up to do enough.
There you go. And don't drink the water.
Yeah. Oh,
Please
don't. Just
yeah.
bottled
A lot
water.
of places,
You
bottled water.
Yeah, you
Just
spend.
be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
All right. So to culminate our episode, we're gonna go in
Overrated and
Underrated.
is our segment of the
Where
podcast.
I
So
shoot you rapid fire topics and you say overrated and underrated.
and why briefly.
Okay. First one, workout partner. Overrated or underrated?
You can go first on this one.
Since I haven't had a workout partner,
What about me? Wow. Wow.
in-
we literally just worked out together.
when I started my career into fitness, I basically did my own thing. So I will say a workout partner is properly rated. It's neither. So that's what I'm gonna say. I think it has its benefits, but it also has its detractors also. So what are your thoughts?
I second that. If that's your answer, that's my
Wow.
answer.
Why have
Neither
you-
overrated or underrated. It's just
I think it's
rated.
properly rated.
Just rated.
Properly rated.
Yeah.
I think the same. There's positives and there's negatives to it. Positives is you have somebody spotting you, giving you some encouragement when you're lifting some heavy weight. But then I guess there's some negatives to it because you have to train on somebody else's schedule when both of you have the same
You
time.
have to coordinate. Yeah.
Maybe somebody is a lot stronger than the other, so you gotta constantly
Then you
switch
gotta
out.
change weights.
Yo, let me bench this 135, and then you gotta put on the 25
Yeah.
and fives in every set.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's pros and cons, but I think if you had to choose overrated or underrated, which one would you choose?
I think it's underrated.
I
But
think
if you find the right partner and there's someone that's close to you, someone that pushes you,
Yeah.
Your accountability.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's oh shit, I gotta step my game up a little
Yeah.
bit.
I think overrated.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Love
all right.
this.
All right.
Overrated.
I love
All
this.
right.
I think overrated because I believe that a lot of people, not a lot, there are some people who use this as an excuse because they have to be working out with somebody in order to make their trip to the gym. So some people use that as
You're not wrong.
excuse.
You're not wrong.
So I think that's overrated.
All right. So next topic, protein window. 1 hour post workout. Overrated or underrated?
Overrated. That's for
Overrated.
sure. Overrated.
This is
That's for sure.
overrated. It is such a bro science.
You gotta
type
get
thing
that. You gotta get
that
that 30 grams of protein after your workout, bro.
we hear it growing up. One person hears it, tells another person, and then everyone, and all of a sudden it becomes gospel. I get your protein at the end of the day. That's it. I don't think this window, this 30-minute window, this 1 hour window, I don't think it's real. Okay, it's like Santa Claus.
I think there is a window, but I don't think it's as short as people think it would be, because I think there's a lot of I think it's a lot of the influences of the supplement market because
For sure.
be like you have to drink all these protein shakes in order to get the proper amount of protein to go into your muscles because that's when they're most highly absorbent.
Yeah,
right?
people metabolize protein differently. All bodies are different.
Yep.
All right. Ooh, this is a good one because this is a big trend going on right now. Cold plunge. Ooh, overrated or underrated?
Ooh. If I have to choose one, I'm going to say underrated.
It's so overrated, guys. Let me tell you
Underrated.
what a cold plunge is all about. A cold plunge
Underrated.
is taking your clothes off and being cold.
Wait, no, but the concept is still there. You're still getting cold exposure. So how is it overrated?
It's you're just being cold. What did I do today? I got cold.
Wait,
Cool.
no,
Are you a better person? No, I just got cold.
I'm gonna say cold plunges are overrated. Cold exposure are underrated.
Okay, all right. The question was cold plunge.
Okay.
Yes.
And
I'm still gonna stick to my guns. Underrated.
And I will have to say the
Underrated.
concept, the trend. I hope so. The pendulum is swinging to this cold plunge thing, and I am just waiting it to go back, and everyone forgets about it, like they did with
Tybo. Oh.
like
P90X.
I just
sure.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Tabata workouts?
You guys did
Atkins diet. You know what
guys
I
did
mean?
amazing
It's
for
just a
your-
thing that people are into. That whatever.
It's a trend.
Like cupping.
Oh,
Go ahead.
oh boy. Chuck Taylor's overrated, or underrated.
Underrated, that's for sure.
I think they're underrated. I think they're such a classic. I think they're always going to be one as a fashion trend.
Yep.
Forever with us. Two, for a gym shoe.
Bro,
Solid.
that or Vans. If you're trying to double up of having one casual shoe and you can bring it to the gym,
And
Converse.
cost effective compared
Oh.
to these other.
how much
fitness
do they
brands.
cost now?
I think right now
It went up a little bit.
They
I
could
think it's
be
at
like
60 to 70. The
They
fancy
used
ones
to
are
be
70.
like base rate for like a low cut. Chuck Taylors are 50 before. Now they're like maybe 60.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you could find some at like you go to a Converse like warehouse or whatever, and you can get
Outlet,
something
yeah.
for at an outlet.
But they don't sell the black ones for that price.
No, you're not gonna get the classics.
you're gonna
but
get, like, the
you're gonna
pink
get
one,
you're gonna
like-
get a Converse, not the ones that are like now platforms now. Those are
Oh.
like I hate that trend.
No way. Those are fire, bro.
Ooh.
Those are
Overrated.
Underrated.
Platforms for these Converse that make it look like
Bro,
clown
they look-
shoes. Wow.
Honestly, when I see a girl rocking those,
Oh,
it
hey.
is fire. Same thing with the platform Vans.
What is going on with society?
Let's
That's
go,
what I gotta
baby.
say. Like
Next
the downfall.
question,
Next
producer
one.
Haley.
All right. Fasted cardio, fasted workout, overrated, underrated.
Overrated.
That's
for sure.
overrated.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna
you're
achieve?
better
You're-
off fueled.
Yeah, your
Better
workout
off
is compromised. Like, there's no energy. Like you think you're burning off more fat, and I think like the science is sort of out there to say like that's not true. Like that you just don't burn more fat as opposed to regular cardio.
Which brings me to my next topic: reps to failure. Overrated, underrated.
I think they're overrated.
Underrated.
Wow. Civil War.
Underrated. I think underrated because doing sometimes, not all the time, sometimes doing reps to failure can really gauge where your strength is. And I think a lot of people in the gym think that they're working hard enough, but until you give them a really hard set to failure, true failure, where they think they can do like one more, but you can see them moving very fast and they could probably do three more, underrated.
I just don't think psychologically it's like the thing to sort of achieve. Like if you didn't get to failure, you didn't have a good workout, or you reach failure and you thought you had it, and there's sort of like a defeat mentality once you get there. And I'm sort of like, I want everyone to save 1 or 2 reps in the tank, and at the end of anything, whether it be powerlifting or bodybuilding or just general training, like you hit all your reps. I want people to leave accomplished that they set the reps and weight that they were going to hit that day.
So do you think that people who do a failure set who get more than they thought they would have got leave defeated?
There's a chance. I think there's a high chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want them to be like, you're going to succeed. You're going to succeed today. I believe in you. You're going to hit all your reps. My goal is not to have them fail any rep that day.
Nice. All right.
Cool.
Next topic: base chain amino acids (BCAAs).
Oh, this is long.
Overrated, underrated.
Long proven on all the YouTube videos that I watched. Overrated.
Oh, this is so overrated.
Overrated.
This is so.
That's
What
for
does
sure.
it do?
That you're better off just putting some salt in your water, and there you go. That's
Drink
it.
some ocean water,
Yeah,
guys.
there you go. Like, just put some salt in your water, and you probably get the
It
same
is such
amount of-
snake oil. It is like big supplement companies just trying to sell you things you don't
expensive.
need, and it is expensive. I'm like, come on, like
But I think arguably, if you were to go to the deepest depths of the research of BCAs, there are some benefits, but I think they're so minuscule that doesn't really matter to the
it's-
normal person that you're better off saving your money to buy more protein.
it's not a difference maker, and you can get chain amino acids from actual food.
Yeah, just eat some steak maybe every other day.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
Overrated, underrated. Bear crawls, animal movements.
Ooh. Oh, okay, wait.
Manny, go first.
Ooh. So wait. Bear crawls underrated. Animal movement overrated.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. All right, so I'm on the same page as you. I think bear crawls as one of the primal movements is a really good
Yep.
exercise. I think these gorilla, I'm a gazelle, like what I'm a crane now. I'm a big what am I?
Flamingo.
Yeah, I identify as flamingo. Like now it's like what are you doing? What is this? This is how a lizard walks and does push-ups. Get out of here.
Yeah, I remember taking the animal flow
certification. I was not gonna
Yeah.
mention who it was.
No, I'm just saying I've
Straight.
taken it. I'm
Okay.
not bashing
Tell
on it.
me
because
about this, man.
I've taken the animal flow certification. I remember taking it. This was probably 9 years ago. I just felt silly when I left that certification. But like some of the exercises I definitely love. Like the bear crawl, and I think it's called like a spider crawl of some sort, where you're going like sideways. And you can argue that you're getting, deep hip flexion. So you're getting some, some stretch in those hips, and you're getting some knee flexion, getting those quads to stretch, blah, blah, blah. But I think all the other ones, yeah, like, the crane motion, if that is even a thing.
I don't know, man. These
yeah.
videos are so ridiculous. The people that are, it's very much like a cult that people have to like preach to other people like this is amazing. Like, yo, dude,
I bring you news.
So
you want to talk about like
wait, let me give you one.
exercises to do without any equipment? There it is, like stupid animal stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Bulgarian bags. Overrated, underrated.
Oh,
I think they are rated. I think that here,
that's another one.
let me explain. I think it's properly rated. I think they can be overrated because some people that are about it are all about it, but it's underutilized that there are certain demographics that do benefit of this. Bulgarian bags were used by grapplers for movements that they use in grappling, where they have to toss another human beings. Those movements are functional to their sport. So I would say, yeah, no, it's great. But now you got to make a certification about it. And like the Bulgarians, like, what? We're not even getting a cut out of this. First of all, you made them do split squats using our name. And now you're using our bags again.
Do you know what they told us what the bag represents?
What?
A goat. So what they did
Like when you
was
swing it over your shoulder.
we swing it over your shoulder. So the way that I learned this in this class is that
Wait, you took a class. You took
No,
a.
no,
Did
I
you
took
take
a
the
cert.
course?
I took a
You
cert.
took a Bulgarian. You were the one who
I'm
took this
the
Bulgarian
one-
bag
yo,
cert.
when
Like
you're-
Thanos
when you're-
collecting
wait,
all the
wait,
certs.
when you start off as a trainer, you take anything and everything under the sun.
Yes.
So,
But even I would still. I read that. I'm like, what the hell is this?
yeah,
No.
but if your company is sponsoring it, why wouldn't you go? Anyway.
yeah, sure. If I didn't have to pay for it,
Anyway, the story was that some dude in the middle of nowhere had a sheep and grabbed his sheep and started swinging it around because it's shaped like a sheep. If you grab it by the back legs and the front legs, Bulgarian sheep bag.
this goes to the myth of Milo. Milo is the guy
Carries a cow, right?
Are we talking about the
a calf.
chocolate drink? Because that was
No,
like growing
not
up.
Milo, the chocolate drink, which is delicious, by the way.
Solid.
Please sponsor us. I would gladly accept for money.
Oh, yeah.
But Milo is this mythological person, and this is like, I guess this is the grandfather of progressive overload, where he had a calf and he used it to carry, and then the calf, as the calf grew,
grew.
so did his strength. So there you go. Cool. I feel like that's.
All right.
We have another one. I am not familiar with this, so you guys bear with me. Club bells, maces.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
Explain. What are these? And overrated, underrated.
I think the way that I understand it, they're kind of in the category of kettlebells, in terms of pieces of equipment that are oddly shaped, but you can definitely utilize them.
They call it unconventional.
Unconventional gym equipment. So maces, right? Is that what it is?
Maces, there's Persian meals, there's Indian clubs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those are things that look like bowling pins.
Yes.
Indian clubs look
those
like
are the
bowling
ones.
pins. The big ones are like
okay.
Persian
Now I know what you're
meals.
talking
Yeah.
about.
The Iron Sheik from the WWE, he used them to like demonstrate his strength.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll let you go first. On this
Oh,
one.
it's so overrated.
Yeah, I'm
it's
with you on
so
that one.
trendy.
I'm
the
with
pendulum is over here, and actually the pendulum was here like back in like 2018, 2019. It's sort of weaning away from it. People are sort of realizing how it's not ridiculous. I do feel there are benefits to it, but I feel the
absolutely.
way it's being utilized in the fitness world is sort of like choreographed dances.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's progressive enough for people to follow. I have Indian clubs at the gym that I use for shoulder mobility. I've taken a course on Indian clubs, and I actually highly recommend. It doesn't exist anymore, but that has a great benefit if you're able to utilize it and put it into your program. But the way that it's being used, and people make fitness classes out of it, it's so.
So would you rather?
If you like it, God bless you. You know, do what makes you happy. I just think like do it for mobility reasons, but let's get some real training in.
Would you rather take a class with Indian clubs or axes?
If we get to throw the axes at each other,
Yeah, that's another class for
Allegedly.
another day.
Let's
All right, next question before it
All
gets
right,
violent
this
in
is
here.
the last one.
Last one. Let's
Oh
go.
boy. Fitness podcasts.
Oh.
Overrated or underrated?
Properly
For
rated.
the
oh, you say
irony.
properly rated. I will say properly rated also. I
Yeah.
think they are properly rated.
Yeah.
I think. Hey, look at us doing a fitness podcast.
I think it can be overrated to begin with, then moves on or evolves into underrated. Because I think in the beginning, at least this is the way how I feel, is that there's so much different type of topics that we can talk about that can connect with our viewers, with our listeners. So I don't think we're in that underrated category just yet because there's not much of a stockpile of information that we can provide for our listeners. But I also don't think that we're overrated. So we're properly rated right now that hopefully one day we can be deemed as underrated.
Right. I just feel like there's some fitness podcasts that are out there and a lot of like these finance bros are like using
Catching a string.
yeah they're using what they hear in this fitness podcast. I'm like, yeah, bro, you really need to do a cold plunge. You need to ground your feet into the earth. Science has said that you need to do whatever, and you need to do things like that. And I'm like, all right, great. Let me just.
So you're saying depending on the podcast.
Yeah, but
not all podcasts are created equal.
what's crazy is that people have this religious connection to it, and then they have to share it to other people. It's like that.
Word is, biblical almost.
Yeah, in a way, it's like it reminds me of the early days of that one organization that should not be named. How they came about, and everybody was very gung-ho about it, that they have to share it with everybody else. And I think that's what sort of fitness podcasts are there now. But I'm going to be honest, I want you guys to listen to us.
Me?
Yeah.
Question
Yes,
Yeah.
because we tell you things that are good and are properly underrated. All right,
And unsolicited and
unhinged.
there you go. Let's
And
go.
unbiased.
And
Well, no, but because you guys balance each other out. You are both sides of both, like whatever arguments there are to be made.
yes.
So you
yes.
sway however you want, and from there you could take it from whatever.
Producer Haley dropping some bombs today. Let's go.
Fitness is what it is to the beholder, but at the end of the day, you guys make your own decisions on what you feel is right.
Cool.
All
All
right.
right.
And that concludes this episode of
The Movement Hub podcast.
Nice.
Wow, did we really say
yeah,
that?
let's go. End this.
Nailed
End
it.
this.
No, I said we are not saying things. This is not a doo-wop group. Like we're not gonna do it in
And
harmony.
here we
And here we
are.
are at the end. Thank you guys.
Thank you for
we will
listening.
see you
See you in the
next
next one.
time.
another one.
Let's go.
Brush your teeth, everyone.